Yo, what's up, y'all? Cincinnati Man here with my homie, Fred. Cheers.
The infamous Fred.
Yep, I'm glad you are here.
As mentioned in other videos.
Now, how long have we known each other? 1999. Something? 98, 99. Freshman year.
25 years?
Yep, 25 years here.
Yeah. Jeez, old Pete. Shout out to everybody who's still friends with their best friend in high school. Still talk to them, still hang out. Shout out to those folks.
Man, you know what I always remember? I'd never forget hanging out over your house, and we go to like Blockbuster Video.
Yeah.
And did I get Pootie Tang, the Pootie Tang video? I was like, I cannot believe I bought Pootie Tang and watched it.
If it was not for you, I would have never seen Pootie Tang.
It was like $5.99 or something. I was like, let's buy it.
I contribute that to you to this day.
It was wonderful. It was a bad, good movie.
Right.
You're just sitting there watching like, this is bad, but
this is horribly great.
Side eye. Also, I remember watching. I remember you had that Rock VHS. The Rock. I think it was the Rock. Yeah, and I used to watch it. I think you let me borrow it or something. Yeah.
The Nicolas Cage Rock?
No.
Oh,
the wrestling.
The Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah. Remember it was like black and gold?
Yeah.
The black. Oh, man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are here today. He asked me to go see Blue Beetle.
Don't put that on me.
Oh, no, my bad. He didn't ask me. He told me. He was like, we're going to see Blue Beetle. I was like, we are? He's like, oh, you going to see that with me? I was like, okay, man.
That's right.
And before you walked into the theater, what was you expecting? Why did you ask your friend of 25 years?
Because of the way that DC was going about their movies. You know, they're hitting reboot like every couple of years on each one of their franchises. I thought that, this would be a redemption type of movie, kind of rebooting and kickstarting the DC universe again. Much like how we got the very first Iron Man. I'm thinking, hey, we're going to get the very first Hispanic Iron Man.
Wait, let me understand this. I had to adjust your mic for this. So you're telling me you believed that this it had the potential to kick it in the butt.
I have very high hopes because I'm an optimist.
You are. I can say that. I
say, you know what? I'm going to give this. It's all of my faith. I'm going to put all my faith in this movie. It's going to be a great movie.
I've never known you as a person that says you can't do something. Right. I've never heard. You're not that. I would never call you a negative person. Like he's the person you talk to. Like you can't do nothing. No, you've never been that way.
Like for instance, I think I was maybe one of the only people defending Secret Invasion.
Yeah, that first 4 episodes.
Yeah, first 3 to 4 episodes, I was defending the shit out of Secret Invasion. But after that last 4th episode, I said, you know what, it's a little too far gone.
Yeah, you tried.
You gotta call it as it is at this point. Ouch. I was wrong.
Okay, so you expected it to try to reboot. Like now is that given when James Gunn said, hey, this is gonna be a fresh start? Or did you think that before you even heard anything about that?
I had hopes for that. I didn't listen to any of the media or anything because he said the exact same thing about the Flash movie.
He did.
He said the same thing about the Flash movie.
And people really thought it was going to reboot everything.
And I was like, yeah, Flash is going to be the kickstart. Here we go. This is what DC needs.
Because you made it, and it ended so open-ended, it didn't reboot anything.
No, not a damn thing. It didn't make anything better.
Is there any character, when you saw that trailer, besides Blue Beetle himself, were you sitting there like, that person looks interesting? Or was you just like, okay, I'm only here for Blue Beetle, let's go?
I was only here for Blue Beetle. Everybody else is a side character. They're probably going to help the story in some way, fashion. But I'm here for Jaime Reyes, Blue Beetle. Let's go.
Okay, let's get into it. Did Fred, my friend of 25 years, did you like this movie?
Sadly, but no. I didn't like the movie.
When did you turn? When did your optimism turn? Like how far into the movie did it turn?
It turned when Jaime was asked to, after he got fired from his job because he stood up for the damsel in distress. Once he got told to go to Court Tower, we'll see what we could do about getting you a new job. And then the whole family did that. We're going to embarrass you in front of this important business place, and we're just going to be stereotypical, make noise, and all that crazy stuff. That's where I said, I'm done at this point.
Hey, nah, brother, but he pre-law. He made it. He pre-law.
Yeah, he went in, he came back from college, so he graduated college. He's pre-law.
That ain't nothing.
Which ain't nothing.
That's like being, I graduated.
And he absolutely did not have like a career path set out for
nothing.
him.
And look.
So he might as well went to online school.
Years ago, I worked at a university. I wasn't a professor. I wasn't an admin. I worked in. I saw lessons. I seen things in the university, and 99% of things. Not 99%. Okay, it was in engineering. Engineering, they had a career path. They had a.
Yeah.
Oh, what's it called when you go to? Oh man, you take a year and you're. Come on, give me the name, Fred.
Sabbatical?
Not sabbatical. No, you intern. You
get an internship.
You get internships, and you get if you are a go-getter and you
get internships, you do work studies.
And it turns into getting.
Then it turns into
recruited,
a career,
and job opportunities.
Yes,
but
that's where you get your experience.
But you have to go get it. You can't just graduate.
Right.
If you want to just go to classes.
So according to this movie, he basically graduated, and his college said, "Good luck."
Yeah. Yeah. And where did he come from? They showed him get off the plane.
But they showed him getting off the plane.
Where?
But they didn't say what school.
Was it Gotham University?
Right.
Metropolis
that would have been kind of cool to hear.
I bet they cut that out.
I went to Fawcett City University. Another city in DC, which, I had to actually look up what city this took place in, because I know different cities in the Marvel universe. DC universe. You got Gotham. Everybody knows Gotham. But then you got the complete opposite, which is Metropolis. And then you got a place like Key City, where Green Arrow is, Central City, where the Flash is. And they reference those. But you're like, where's what was the place called?
Plamonto. I don't even know how to pronounce it.
It almost sounds like Panama City.
It was long. It was,
and Shazam in the same universe, he comes from Fawcett City. So I'm like, where is this at? This must be the DC universe. Florida, Miami,
Palmyra City.
After
graduating college, it says college.
It just says college.
Yeah.
Jeez, Pete.
They killed me. His sister was like, why would I want to go through what he went through? I'm like, you ain't doing nothing. What does she do? How does she contribute? Oh, I work a job cleaning. And I.
That was one of my first big irks.
Yeah, the
little sister.
The little sister.
The little sister gave me PTSD flashbacks of the Shang-Chi movie, where Aquafina is just going way over the top, and the main character is absolutely saying nothing but
you got to do some superheroing, and you were forced to choose between Shang-Chi's Aquafina, I forgot her name in it, or Blue Beetle's sister. Who you taking? You got to do some superheroing, and they're going to quip the whole time.
I'd rather have the little kid from Iron Man 3.
Yeah, because at least he could do. He would do something.
Yes.
Like Aquafina had to get trained eventually.
Aquafina ended up getting trained, and she turned out to be a master archer by the end of the movie.
That kid was just smart with electronics. It wasn't like he was. Yeah.
He made a potato gun.
And then they just had to put that weird joke about her taking a dump.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take a dump, and I'm like, ugh.
That was, yeah.
And
that was a huge turnoff. Like, if anybody went to a date and saw this movie, like, and they were thinking about making their move on there and getting their smooch in, at that part of the movie, yeah, that would have put all sorts of damper on that maneuver.
You're like that's funny, but that dump, isn't it, baby? Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
she's talking about I gotta take a royal shit.
Also, professionally, I kept on thinking like y'all cleaning everything for something, like some event or something, and you're gonna take you take that shit on the first floor. You ain't gonna go to the basement. You ain't gonna go to the the
I kind of was thinking the same thing. I was like,
main restroom.
You're really bold. You're the cleaning service. And you're in this lavish house that has more than one bathroom. Absolutely.
3 at minimum.
Yeah, 3 at minimum. You can't call this a mansion and not have at least 3 bathrooms. And you're going to take the one on the first floor with the most foot traffic. You set yourself up for failure.
She was like, we almost hate this dump. It's like, ugh.
Yeah. And talk about be my watch out. Like, and y'all both getting fired. I saw that coming. Honestly, as soon as she said, I'm taking a dump.
The funny part is when she was like, she was mad they got fired. I'm like, the way your work ethic is, I'm pretty sure you would have got fired eventually. Exactly. You're on this career path for unemployment. Oh, okay. Look. Okay, we talked about Ray's background. We talked about his sister. But let's just get this out the way. I was really sad about the lack of effort by George Lopez.
Yeah. He put better performances into the George Lopez show.
We've grown up with this. Is the funny thing DC movie. People forget George Lopez is not only an Hispanic, Latino, whatever you want to say, icon for his people, but people overall that like comedy. He is an American star. George Lopez is. He's a comedy star. We growing up watched him. We watched him. I seen him live at Funny Bone and stuff. Yeah. Funny guy. He's tall too. I was shocked. I think he's like 6'3" or something like that.
Incorrect. George Lopez is 5'10". He just looked taller on the stage.
I seen him act serious. I seen him be silly. He should have played Ray as father. He looked. They looked. If they didn't make him all like bummy like that. Yeah. Had him look like suit and tie George Lopez. Yeah. If he was a respected businessman or something like that, like son, look, I know you want to do this think about it. They would have did it that way, but they wanted to show it from a not as privileged background to show like a more struggle. Yeah. Because if you're rich, you don't have no struggle. Wink, wink. Right. So they're kind of like, oh, we all live in the same. And the dad looked older than the dad looked like he could have been his grandfather. Daddy looked, and he would. Look. It's funny. I ain't one of these people to be like, I'm offended for other people, but I was really offended when. What's his name? Uncle. I was offended.
Uncle. It started with an R. It was like
Rudy.
Yeah.
I was offended when he called his truck Taco. Yeah. Oh, my truck's named Taco. And I'm like,
that's overly stereotypical.
And I just kept on thinking to myself, if anybody else directed this, people would be like, how dare you? Like, think about it. If it was a white director, look, we gonna call you Truck Taco. Right. And then, no matter of fact, we gonna call it burrito.
And that's the only way it gets a free pass is because it was a Hispanic director.
Maybe it does. Like, you never know. Like, maybe, or and he called his thing Chapo, and it was just like, oh yeah. It's like, oh. And I kept on thinking, like, the black version or something. Like, I'm trying to think, like, what would that burrito? What would be Negro? A black car, this Negro. You picture, somebody say something really crazy like anyway. He was underused for his talent, but he overacted all over the place.
Oh yes.
It was weird.
Yeah. He exhibited, and I can't even call it a character arc. He exhibited like a big range.
Yeah, you said his
that
personalities.
Didn't make sense.
You said it in the movie. You were like he would be really, really stupid.
At the very beginning of the movie, he was very clownish. He couldn't stay on mission. He was very stereotypical, wepa. And then halfway into the movie, at the critical point, he becomes this super serious, very smart character. And I said, where did this come from?
And it was funny.
And I'm confused.
You know what's interesting? They could have
all of a sudden he's a computer whiz.
You know how could they explain it? What would have been one simple line? You should know. I was in the service.
Oh God, you're gonna throw that in my face?
Yeah. Hey, but when that worked, I'm a little kooky. I was in the service.
No, but at the same time,
I was in the Air Force.
For American Mexicans, they can say, I picked it up on a job because
all the jobs that he's had and all that stuff. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, being a brother of brown skin, I'm not too far from being something classified as a Mexican or Puerto Rican. I'm not gonna tell you guys who I am.
Somebody gonna comment. They're like, he don't shut the hell up.
But yeah, like they could have been like, yeah, I picked it up on a job, or I used to work.
Because they said because they said his father. When they talking about his father, he's like, my brother had multiple jobs. My brother had all kind of jobs and all that stuff.
Yeah. But that's only later in the movie where you're just like, who are you now? All of a sudden, you're a computer whiz, and you're a technological genius. But 20 minutes ago, like
you were like damn near talking to a toaster.
Yes, like I didn't see this. Yeah, I didn't see this coming out of this character at the very beginning of the movie, and there was no development. You just kind of hit that switch, and he just became this super smart, intelligent crutch of a character that they ended up relying on heavily towards the end.
Okay, what did you think of the love interest?
I love my Latinas. I gotta say it, but as far as the love interest,
Jenny Korg,
they could have picked a better cast member for that.
How old is she? Let me wait. Ooh, okay, how old?
Yeah, how old was she?
How old do you think that actress was?
She seemed like
because there were certain angles.
There were certain angles where she was looking like she was 30. And then certain other angles, she's looking like she's 23.
She is 28 years old. Just like there were certain angles when you saw Reyes, he looked 19, and other times he looked 21.
Yeah, it's that Cobra Kai magic. It's coming undone. Love the kid in Cobra Kai. Now that he's been in Cobra Kai all that time, like you kind of saw this actor grow up.
So it got your heartstrings, huh?
So it was just like, all right, he's coming into his own. He's becoming a man.
Oh my goodness!
But back to the love interest though.
She was a hero.
She was a big hero. But
throughout the whole thing, she did more work and more everything than Jamie did.
Jaime. Yeah. Jaime.
Oh yeah. My bad. See, that's the American respecting the J.
Yeah.
That J's a J. You're like, no, it's an H.
No, it's an H. It's an H, hombre.
No, don't make that lie up. People are like, no, he don't speak it very well. But there was no superhero in this. I thought he was gonna save people. He saved his family.
So yeah,
he did save his family. He saved the Scarab. Partially saved his family.
Yeah.
He saved the Scarab from falling in the wrong hands. I mean, all they did was explain it in dialogue.
Yeah,
the world.
We didn't see him go on superhero missions. We didn't see him actually get used to his newfound powers. He just stumbled mostly through the movie with it.
I ain't gonna lie. I cannot wait to actually review something that's enjoyable.
And that's what I was hoping this would be.
Yeah, like cause I said like because like we're talking about it, but it's like,
it was a
wow.
it was a fun family movie to go to and see and say, oh yeah, we saw a superhero movie.
It was stuck between trying to be a family movie,
yes,
and a teenage thing, and not an adult thing. Not really.
Yes,
it was more like 16 and 9. Yeah, it was this weird. What is this? Just like the music.
Yeah.
You said this is like Tron wrapped up in like.
It was a lot of confusion. Like, all right. For those of you who haven't seen it.
No, we look. This is look. I always say this.
And most of you who have already seen it.
We spoil the title. We say spoil.
We spoil it. Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
But you can't help but be confused when, like, all right, you're seeing this futuristic kind of cityscape, and you're seeing hologram advertisements in the background.
Yeah, futuristic.
It's very futuristic, but they've got this 80s kind of music playing, and they've got like the 80s kind of moonbeam chromed out stuff going on. You're like, hey, is this new age or is this some sort of super prequel?
Exactly.
Back in the 80s.
You asked me. You said, what year is this?
Right.
We don't know. We don't know the timeline.
They didn't give us a time.
No. They took it out. They
didn't give us a time.
You can clearly tell they edited it out.
This happened, way back before Superman or after Superman, but they referenced them. So later on in the movie,
and Batman.
Yeah, so they reference everybody. So you're like, okay, so Batman's already established in this universe. So is Superman.
And Blue Beetle.
So is Flash. And yeah, apparently Blue Beetle. And you only piece this together by actually paying close attention. Is that Blue Beetle was like He
been around for years.
He was a superhero back in the 80s. That's where all the 80s music and nostalgia stuff comes from. Because you see like the Nintendo Power Glove make its entrance as a device. And then you see the abuela, she's got a Gatling gun, like Predator, but it looks like a goddamn Rubik's Cube, which is ridiculous. And they kind of pawn it off and say, yeah, Blue Beetle was
his grandma that had the whole damn show.
Had a sense of humor.
His grandma, sorry to cut you off. Grandma, the whole show, the whole movie, walking with a limp. It's time to get to action. She undoes her ponytail. Yeah. She undoes her hair to have two ponytails.
Yeah.
And gets a Gatling gun and starts. Amber hates when I say this. She got the blicky. She got the stick. She got the heat. And she started letting go. And I was just like,
it brought her back to her freedom fighting days.
That's what you're right. Because I
that's what I said when we was watching it. I was like,
what
Grandma used to be a guerrilla warfare freedom fighter. Oh yeah. She was in the Amazon. She was lighting people up. Guerrilla war tactics, everything. Grandma coming back. And remember, and you said you had never seen it, which kind of blows me away. But it kind of, when Grandma started getting crazy and she picked up the Gatling gun like it's time to get to work, it reminded me of Madagascar, where the old lady beat up the animals and everybody else on the caravan was like, oh my god. But then she turns out to do all these kung fu flips and everything and beats up Ben Stiller's lion character. And she's like, I'm from New York.
I think another issue with superhero movies is starting, like when they had the mom, the dad, the sister, the uncle, everybody helped at the same time. And it's like, nah, like the way I say it in my head, even though it's slightly different, it's like if you was a cop and then you're a detective and then everybody else start detectiving with you. Like, hey, niece, what do you think of this murder scene? Well, I think you should do this. You know what, you're right. Hey, mom, I think she figured it out. You're like, what? Or like, or you're a firefighter, and then all of a sudden your family shows up and start getting the hoses. They're like, we're going to help you with this fire.
It's like, all right, nobody's trained for this, but they absolutely know what to do. Yeah.
And the family was so weird. They were all just like, they called the police looking for a missing son that had alien stuff on him. And they got off the phone like, oh, never mind, he's here. It's like, why would you get on the phone? There was
and let's be real, like a Hispanic family like that, like, you know, trying to already stay low, they wouldn't be calling.
Thank you.
They wouldn't be calling.
That'd be
police.
all in-house. That'd be in-house.
Yeah, they already kind of established that, like, we don't trust the police, or there was no presence of police in the entire movie. It was all like private corporation militia bad guys.
Yeah, just like it was in Black Adam.
You saw no police cars in this entire movie.
Just like Black Adam.
Well,
it happened in Black Adam. It was government, private security.
That was like a mercenary city.
Yes.
Yeah.
But mercenaries were a corporation that owned the entire city.
Right. So there was no law there. But
yeah,
this looks like futuristic.
There was no neighbors either.
This looks like futuristic Florida, Miami.
You telling me?
And there was absolutely no police cars in the entire movie. Guarantee it. You look for it. You look for it yourself.
It's such tight-knit. They try to act like the community was so tight-knit.
Yeah, you didn't see anything.
You didn't see anybody during the movie.
You didn't see anybody from the community try to come and help each other until the very end.
There should have been like some cop actors that were investigating. Would it be interesting if there were some regular cops there investigating along with government, like the interweaving of, hey, stop, sorry, you can't come here, but we were investigating this first. This is that type of thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
There
was none of that.
Nope.
There was none of that. Like, oh, a house blew up. Okay. No police activity. There was multiple shots fired. There was machine guns going off in a rural neighborhood. Police were just like, yeah, whatevs.
You know,
it's Tuesday.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Susan Sarandon has acted for years, right? Years. She has been an actress for years, right?
Oh.
I do not want to remember her like this. I do not want to ever be like.
I'm actually trying my best to recall what's the last thing I saw her in.
That's fine. Look, she's been in the movies for 40 years. I'm fine with not remembering. when you go for a long, like when an actor's been around that long, you're like, hey, more power to you. More power to you. You've been around.
You rarely see her as a bad guy.
And I don't want to see her do anything.
But
I don't like.
She was bad at being a bad guy. I'm sorry. She was the worst.
It was just like they made her this weird. I don't.
What it did?
Yeah.
It gave me vibes like from The Boys, from where that lady who was running Vought and how she was
but she was
controlling
that was way better. That was way better acted. Also,
they actually gave me that
if they
vibe.
would have made her more serious, like the dude Juan Esposito, they would have gave her a more serious tone, a more menacing tone. I would have believed it.
Yeah,
but it was more like
I didn't believe it at all.
Yeah, it was more like, look, I own this company. Listen to me. You're like, that's all you got? That's your acting?
Yeah. I have a leash around you. You just better believe it.
So, one of the last things I'm gonna say is the final boss, because she wasn't the final boss. It was he called him Black Beetle.
I called him Black Beetle because I believed that it was going to be like the comics where we would have a Black Beetle, and it was something like that.
Omac. He was.
Yeah, they called him Omac.
Carapax.
Bug themed person. What is a Carapax? I know it's got something to do with bugs. Carapace?
Let's see. Wait, before I've typed in it, come up immediately. Carapax is.
Is that a different beetle? I think it is.
Watch it be.
It's like a black beetle.
It literally just came up as a DC character. Look. Meaning. There we go. Here we go. A thick, hard shell made out of.
It's carapace.
Chitin. Yeah. Or bone that covers part of the body. That covers part of the body's body of crabs, lobsters, tortoises, and etc.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it sounds gangster if you just say, yeah.
Like
sounds,
a beetle.
Yeah. He was one note. I am angry.
Yeah.
I'm
angry, controlled, and
okay. Every time they wanted to go after Jenny, it was all lethal force.
Oh yeah.
When Reyes, Amy first showed,
they were full blown Game of Thrones with
they
her.
Straight
like,
up,
we see her, we kill on sight.
She jumped in the car. They unloaded on it like it was Winter Soldier, Nick Fury.
Yes.
Then he tried to Falcon punch her. He's supposed to get answers out of her. He jumps in the air with all his might and got to punch her dead in her face.
He was going
to died.
He was going to super punch that 21-year-old girl to oblivion, and he's supposed to be getting answers from her.
And the only reason he died is that Jamie got in the way. Jaime got in the way both times.
Yeah. Jaime, he did the one fist block. Actually, I'm surprised I didn't see the 3-point superhero landing.
We didn't see it once?
We didn't see it once. We didn't see it. Because I was looking for it.
It's a cheat.
I was looking for it. I was like, you know what? We probably didn't see it because that's something Marvel does.
You know what the cheat was? When he it was almost a 3-point stance when he scraped the big sword across. And if you pause at a certain angle, it's like a 3-point stance.
Yeah.
That's as close as you get.
Yeah.
The fighting, the CGI, the fighting here and there was okay.
I want to say the CGI
overall wasn't
CGI
bad.
Beautiful.
It wasn't bad.
It was beautiful. It was very believable.
I think it's funny. I did not have a problem with the CGI when it came. It wasn't an eyesore.
That's what makes me question, like, what the hell happened in Flash? Why was the CGI so bad in there?
The CGI when he almost died, that was bad. It was all smoky and weird looking.
It kind of reminded me of like Thor Ragnarok.
Oh yeah, when it was in the God scene in the very beginning.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We still don't know nothing about this Beetle.
Or not.
We still
not Ragnarok, but Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah. We still don't know nothing about the Beetle.
Yeah, like they didn't really give us enough backstory.
All they did was touch their tips of their fingers and synced in, and they still weren't working together right. Because he was yelling like, "Don't do this."
Yeah.
I said, "Don't do." That got boring.
Yeah. It did, like right off the bat when it's like systems check and it blasts him off into space and then it plows him into buildings and skips him across water. I say, how is this efficient at all? It's supposed to be silly and I see that, but I don't believe it right now. It's a little over the top. It's kind of cringy.
Who is he a hero for?
He's supposed to be a hero for
the city,
like the Teen Titans.
Like at the,
he's supposed to be part of the Teen Titans. I'm just laughing
because like at the end, I'm like, what is he saving? What is he doing?
Teen Titans, Young Justice.
You didn't notice that though? At the end, he wasn't like, did you ever hear him say anything like, I'm gonna stand up and do what's right for the city? He didn't really say. He didn't say that.
Nah, he was just
who said it? Who did I tell you was a hero of the whole damn movie?
George
Lopez. No. Jenny.
Yeah.
And she said it at the end. She was like, we're going to change everything and we're going to be listening and help the city now. Yeah. It was like, you're the hero.
I'm going to lead you on until you become like a big hero and then we can plaster on
Jenny is the real hero.
Get our company name
back.
Yeah,
Jenny's the real hero. Let's keep real. Jenny's the real hero.
Yeah.
Last thing I'm going to ask is, what does this lead into? And into the DC Future.
Thinking of the comic books, and thinking of what they're probably trying to do. So making assumptions of what they're probably trying to do with the DC universe now is they are probably trying to slowly piece together the Teen Titans. Because I think once they get enough of the sidekick movies out of the way, they can actually put together the Teen Titans. And I think that would actually be a solid movie if they do it right.
I'll say this.
That's something I'm actually looking forward to, and I have hopes for. But it's DC.
I have no problem with the actor. This was really bad material. Also, it's what's interesting. He didn't go through no superhero workout.
No, he didn't.
Which it is what it is.
It was like he stole a new car.
Yeah. And
he's trying his best to figure out how to drive it, and then he finally gets good.
Because he was in okay shape, but I thought he was gonna be ripped or something. He wasn't. So, but I will say this: if you want to keep him and just him out of everything, I'm fine with that. If you want to reboot it and keep him, do it. Put him immediately in the Teen Titans. Just do it.
Exactly.
But he has to change tonally. His attitude. He has to. I think he has the ability in himself to be a leader. There's something. I think he has it.
Maybe the next time we do see him in the DC universe, he's gonna have a lot more control over this character. Mm-hmm. It's gonna definitely be a different tone of person and character.
Let's say we probably won't see him for like 3 years from now to. And if you want to say
possibly,
yeah, and especially since let's say the movie was made like a year and a half ago, almost 2.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, he'll be a little bit bigger, a little bit more filled out.
Yeah.
I want to see him be more sure of himself, a little less quippy, because his quips weren't the joke. None of the jokes landed.
No.
I don't want to see no other character return but him. Erase this whole timeline. Erase it.
I want Blue Beetle. I don't want anybody else that was in the movie.
Do you know the last? Okay, because we look, James Gunn, you lied. This ain't got nothing to do with your DCU. It don't. Even if you bring them into that DCU, that's fine. Are you prepared for the last thing we're watching on the remnants of this universe? Are you prepared to see Aquaman?
Oof.
I don't even know when that's coming out.
I don't know when it's coming out either.
I want to look at it right now. I don't know.
I mean,
let's see. Aquaman. Yeah,
that's hard. That's hard.
Cause that's the last thing. That is officially the last thing, and it's a slate clean.
One really good thing about it is I did enjoy Zolo's performance. I can't even try to pronounce his last name, but as the Blue Beetle, I enjoyed his performance. I think it was pretty solid. But, what you might have issues on is that character's quip to begin with. Like, there's supposed to be a lot of back and forth between him and the Scarab.
Can you write? Anybody can write quips, but can you write them well?
Right.
Can you write it in the flow of everything?
I would be very interested to see if the director for this movie, if he did any kind of research on the character. You know what I mean? Like, did he watch Young Justice? Because if he would have took a single page out of Young Justice involving Blue Beetle,
dude, just say what it is.
Might have been a better movie.
This is a bastardized version of a lot of stuff, man. That's all it is.
It is. It is Hispanic Iron Man, and they watered it down
with a little bit of Ant-Man.
With a little bit of Ant-Man.
With a little bit of Tron.
Yeah, and Tron.
Because what happened at the end when you found out the father's trapped somewhere or whatever.
Yeah.
Which they never explained where that was at. Yeah. Hey, I'm out here somewhere. Hope you find me. Gotta go.
Yeah. I'm alive.
It's like, glad y'all finally turned this machine on. What do you mean the machine? You ain't turned the machine on? Your father goes missing and you turn the machine on? Now the machine...
I mean, and that's why I related it to Tron, because it was just like, nobody knew that Flynn was gone and they left his place abandoned, and then the son, or, in this case, the daughter, turned on the computer, and now we've got communication with the prerequisite person.
Aquaman comes out December 20th. Wow.
That's too soon.
This is like its 6th time being pushed back.
How many? I mean, my biggest.
They have not released a trailer yet either.
Yeah, my biggest question is like, how many other DC movies are we gonna see between now and then?
No, that's it.
that's the next DC movie we're gonna see.
Yeah. Yeah. The only thing that's in production that stopped. The only thing that's 100% in like production is the Joker 2.
I'm kind of afraid,
which
because they haven't even tied that Joker.
No, they said it's Elseworlds. They threw it in Elseworlds. They threw the Batman in Elseworlds.
See,
now
it's another dimension.
Now this is the thing. The Joker I thought was a solid movie.
It was.
My only problem was I just didn't like that this Joker didn't actually call like he had half plans and he just happened to always get away with stuff by like somebody would get hit by a car or something happened or he getting arrested.
There was a lot of things he didn't plan.
It was like
he just got lucky.
It was just like I need him to evolve.
Yeah,
I don't want to keep seeing him just walk around like
to be a criminal master.
Yeah, I need a more well-rounded Joker.
Yes.
And then when I heard that they put Lady Gaga in it, and they're like, "Oh, it's gonna be a musical," I'm like, I didn't want that. I didn't, but you know, and she's gonna be like the Harley Quinn, and I'm like, I didn't see that. Yeah, look at you. And then they definitely are making Batman 2, but my problem with the Batman movies, especially recently, they like look, Michael Keaton got shot once or something like that. Yeah. But these Batmans are getting like shot up like RoboCop.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
They ain't falling out.
Yeah, because my thing is the thing that makes it unbelievable, cool superhero action movie is the ability to dodge bullets.
Yeah, and I mean Batman does that cool thing where he not only dodges bullets, he disarms them from a distance.
And no, they make him out more like a brawler.
Yeah.
And
I mean that's exactly what Batman is. Yeah, he is a brawler.
No,
he beats the shit out of bad guys with his bare fist.
He's a black belt in like 8 different. Yeah, he ain't just out there. He ain't John Jones from the UFC, just molly-whopping people. Well, look, is there anything else you would like to say?
I want you to say one good thing about this movie. What one thing that you really liked about this movie?
You know, I thought we was gonna skip that.
I'm not letting you off that easy.
I told you the only person I would take. I liked. Ooh, because I would say because I said you can keep behind me, but I just said you had to change everything about it.
One thing they did well in this movie.
That I am actually happy that they didn't put a bunch of they didn't try to connect it to the Flash. They didn't try to connect. I can't think of nothing.
That they didn't over cameo it? Is that what you're trying to say?
It's a good thing they didn't over.
Because in the last few DC movies, they over cameoed it, especially the Flash.
I'm happy the story. I can't think. Everything's gonna have a tilt to it because I'm glad it wasn't overreaching, but it was too contained.
Yeah, they kind of played it safe,
but
you feel like
you still don't know what you learned. You're like, what?
Yeah,
like I'm offended. I'm being a snowflake right now. I'm offended for all Latinos, Hispanic. I'm offended for everyone that y'all last 2 heroes was Blue Beetle and Namor, because both of these characters were severely flawed and giving them like this tremendous rollout, and it didn't. It just fell flat, and it makes me sad because it was like you can be competent and make this stuff. It doesn't have to be this difficult that Hollywood's making it, and they need to step up and do better. Yeah. I mean,
I think they did it perfectly with Miles Morales' Spider-Man,
who is technically part of the community. Yeah, but he got claimed by the black community. It's just weird, kind of. He's mixed, but he got claimed by one side. But he's really mixed.
I don't know if you watch Spider-Man Into the Spider-Man universe, Into the Spider-Verse 2. Yeah, he kind of makes a joke like where he's like, I think he's a little more Dominican. You know, it's kind of a running joke that they kind of placed in there. I want to say once or twice.
Because you don't see people, you honestly don't see people put headlines like this. This is the highest grossing mix to the. They just don't.
Yeah.
Because it got claimed by one side.
Yeah.
More harder.
Yeah.
But I want more. I want better. Because it can be done. And like I tell people all the time, I'm like, when people say, oh, black people or Hispanic people, they can't have the same popularity. Look, if you make Guardians of the Galaxy popular, Ant-Man popular, Thor popular, they had one time they said Iron Man and Captain America weren't going to be as popular in the media as a Batman or Superman, but they were rising up to that till they kind of they
were Marvel's headliners.
Yeah, so it can be done if it's written competently. So let's do it.
It's done well.
James Gunn, you got hey, let's see what you got, dude. Let's see what you got.
Yeah.
Also, that headline they keep on saying this is the first hero
in Gunn's universe.
No. Like they said, first lead. They said it's first Hispanic lead superhero. DC first ever lead Hispanic hero superhero. Blah 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 blah. Two things. Supergirl in the Flash. The Flash is his mom's Colombian in the movie.
Yeah.
So technically, you see how they shot themselves in the foot with that advertisement?
Yeah, I see that.
I was like, wait a minute. They skipped over that.
You're acting like, the Ezra Miller.
That was the first female Hispanic
Flash
superhero.
Wasn't Hispanic. Like, his parents were Hispanic.
Or his mom was. His mom was.
Yeah, his mom definitely was.
His dad wasn't. His mom was. His mom.
Dad was questionable at best, but I think he was white.
No, he was.
Still.
Yeah, and it's like, y'all don't even acknowledge that. You know why? Because they try to play the politics of that, and guess what you found out? Ezra Miller's nut. He's straight up white dude.
Yeah.
If you type in this,
but I mean, if you wanna point that direction, I mean, what would you say about Dwayne Johnson and the Black Adam performance?
Oh, that was annoying to me because Hollywood kept on pushing that we need diversity.
Yeah. It
should have been somebody of Middle Eastern descent because in like Egypt and everything even if in the beginning it was African because of the continent itself, over time it was dominated by people from the Middle East.
Yeah. So
it became more Middle Eastern or more people of that descent in that era. And
what you kind of failing to realize is DC Universe. It's got a different history. It's not like US.
I'm talking about how Hollywood. I'm talking about how Hollywood plays it. Like we finally got this. It's like, y'all cast a black Samoan for a minute. He's black and Samoan. Like, wait a minute.
But at the same time, he was perfect to do the part.
He's perfect for the complexion.
Like you show me a 6 foot. Built his
they're
like
a
brick house, Afghani.
Look, I'm gonna tell you, they're out there. Just like you ever seen those Bollywood movies where those dudes be ripped?
I've seen them.
Those dudes be.
I ain't as big as The Rock though.
They be having some. Look.
I'm calling Cap. Whatever you say next.
No, there are people as. This is the interesting thing about Hollywood. This is my problem with Hollywood. You can find people that are built like bodybuilders that can act. They don't want to do it because they be like, no, we want somebody. No, because that's another thing. They need to start bringing people in like Arnold Schwarzenegger build, or I can't think of a woman that's built like, but just ripped women instead of doing this thing where they're like, oh, we'll cast this person. No, the person don't have the physique or nothing like that. Like, what's wrong with having people that are like that are athletically built? Superheroes are supposed to be looked at like, wow, this is something that's why? How can you do this?
Yeah,
and I really wish they would get more bodybuilders stuff. See, we get off topic. Look, bottom line is, everybody, this movie was trash. Look, stop. This movie was, Blue Beetle was not good.
Not great.
You wouldn't tell nobody to go see it. If it was on, you'd be like,
I would not talk it up.
You ain't gonna think about it after this.
And I mean,
you wouldn't tell nobody.
Nah.
If this is the worst movie of the year,
anybody asks me, hey, what'd you do this weekend? I watched the movie.
Look, in the last 2 years, we saw.
It was okay.
Last 2 years, we've seen a lot of bad Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of bad DC stuff.
Yeah.
And this is
one of the worst.
This is almost the worst because it's just they didn't try. It was so like maybe they couldn't try because they knew there was crap, there was trash, they was getting rid of it. But it shouldn't have been released. If anything,
yeah,
I feel bad for everybody in it because they were hamstringed.
Yeah,
they stopped. Like, no, you can't do nothing. Yeah. So just write this off. Next, we doing something. I can't wait for. Guess what? You heard it here first, everybody. We seeing Aquaman.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we seeing Aquaman. We gonna end this.
I mean, yeah.
Because at least in Aquaman, we know it's gonna be crazy.
As bleak as it looks, yeah, I'm gonna be like, hey,
we
Andre,
know.
We're gonna say Aquaman.
I bet it's gonna be a lot of death. It's gonna be a lot of death in that.
I hope so.
It probably is. Oh, man. Well, look,
give me something.
I'm Cincinnati man. It's my boy Fred. We was here talking about this. My homie Fred, and we will talk to you later. Peace.
Adios.
Goodness. Adios.